What is poppin'? 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 What is going now? What is poppin'? 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 Going on? How you looking? How you living? How you feeling? How are you doing out there on YouTube? Guys, how are you all feeling for another rundown? Week 6 is already here, man. Week 6 is already freaking here. Knipe, I'm going to start with you, bro, because you and your Niners went crazy in week 5. So I know you're feeling good. How you doing, man?
Man, that was awesome to watch. I mean, Sunday Night Football, biggest stage of the week. What more can you ask for than to beat America's team on your own home turf, man? Like it was. I'm sure that the Cowboys like genuinely thought that they had a real chance going into that game. Like, oh man, they beat us last year. We're gonna beat them this time. Hey, I told y'all Purdy was for real, didn't I? Like, dude, 4 tutties, 4 on the Cowboys. Like, no joke defense. Like, oh man, it was so awesome to watch. Like. I could see the play progression. I could do his reading ability of a defense is just it's unmatched. And I know Kyle makes it easier because it's Kyle Shanahan and he's a beautiful design or play call designer. But I mean, yeah, it was awesome to watch. I'm very, very proud to be a 49er fan right now.
And the whole thing with Trey Lance is with Dallas now, so he's gonna be filling them in with the playbooks and all that crap, you know. Ace, you with me right now. I think we're in the same boat almost, bro. How you feeling, bro? How you feeling after week 5?
Man, I'm doing good, man. You know, football season is in full effect and it's going by pretty quickly. Unfortunately, both of us, I think, had our teams a lot better this year than what they really are. But you know what? We got to ride it out, man. What more can we do? And I got to say, man, we had a nice little moment. We were all laughing just now when the stream came in because I was laughing because I'm just like, we're all just looking at the screen, like smirking, waiting for it to go live. And I started laughing. That shit was hilarious.
I saw Max get his like pregame face going.
Like you saw that.
Hey, when that thing hits red, bro, you know it's on.
It's like Max was an actor. He was like this. He was like scene.
Yeah.
Hey,
Leonardo DiCaprio over there, man.
StreamYards with the upgrade. The Ace doing what he does the best. And that's popping confetti all over the place. And now StreamYard lets me know. Hell yeah. And Andre, welcome back to the squad, bro. Appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah, man. StreamYard does their thing, man. They updated. You could do video backgrounds now instead of just they updated. They got
so
to.
we can throw like the Niners highlights in the background right now, just having Kittle throwing or catching 3 touchdowns all over the place, man.
That's the only reason I won my fantasy last week. So thank you, George Kittle. Appreciate you.
Oh, okay. Hey, I won because of the Niners defense. So I'm on the same boat, bro.
You're welcome, boys.
Yeah. Let's get the pre-live crew going before we start this week. We got Choa, the Ace, always in the house. Bucks, Rays, Bolts, Dr. Van. What is good? Joey 100. Hey, what's up, my guy? Daniel Berry Sports Highlights and my boy Tyler popping in. What's up, y'all? Could not get another video in. Sorry, work's been crazy, but Ace said he's gonna help me out if if it's too crazy next week. So we get the videos back for next week. But here is the pick'ems from last week. Knipe once again. This man is on fire with the picks, bro. Went 9-4. He's in lead for that overall record at 44-29. Sheesh. I came in second with 8-5. And then Spence and Ace sent me his picks. They both went 6-7. Womp, womp, womp. And Pedro and French, they're just MIA. So they're just down there just chilling. But congratulations tonight, bro. Congratulations. God.
Dude, I wanted that Broncos win so bad. Like, I went back and listened to the show, and I was like, I heard Knipe was like, I want to hear why Ace thinks the Broncos is going to win. And they almost did it. They really, they almost beat the Jets, and I would have had the only win from that team, that game last week.
I mean, dude, just like, yeah, I was very confused. Like, dude, who picks the Broncos to win right now? Like, what?
Yeah. I was like, damn, we all picked the Jets too on the panel. Spence picked the Patriots. Now, that would have been one of the bad picks of the week. Spence picked the Patriots to beat the Saints, and they got goose egged.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think the Patriots are in the same boat. But we're on to week 6 already. And we can just talk about Thursday night for a second, man. We don't really need to say much. This game was kind of a snooze fest. Of course, the Chiefs did their thing, winning 19-8. But honestly, it wasn't pretty. If the Chiefs played a far superior team, if they played like the Niners or the Eagles or the Bills, even, I think they would have got boat raced in this game, bro. They just look sloppy. I know I'm going in uncharted waters with the Swifties right now, but I got to be honest, man. The Chiefs did not look that special in this game. Yeah. Broncos kind of made it a game late in the game, but what are y'all's thoughts on this game, man?
I don't know. I called the game. I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. My biggest take from this game was they were toying with them. Like, there was too many plays, and I was texting group chats I'm in, and I'm like, Andy Reid, what are you doing in key situations? He always does this. For some reason, it's like a 3rd and short or pivotal 4th and short. He decides to spread Mahomes out and pretty much take the ball out of his hands. There was like a direct snap to Gray on a fake field goal. There was also a direct snap to Kadarius Toney. So, I mean, in the back of my mind, I just think to myself, like, Andy Reid must get bored out there. And he decides, I gotta get cute out here, and it's not just like the Pete Carroll syndrome. I don't want to just beat you. I want to prove that I outcoached you. And that's what a lot of that Thursday night game was. Like, I just don't understand. But this game was, they were goose egging them all into like the final drive of the game. So I do think the Chiefs were playing with their food a little bit here.
Yeah, I can agree with that, at least to some degree. And also, like, one thing I took away, man, is like, so before the game started, I heard or someone had a quote from like the OC. Who the heck is our OC? What's his name again?
For the Chiefs?
Chiefs, yeah. God damn it. Why am I forgetting?
I thought I'm blanking on it. I thought it was Andy Reid calling the plays now.
No, they have an OC. It was that former coach of the Bears. But either way, he had like a quote that said, "We don't believe that any of our receivers are
Matt Nagy."
Yeah, Matt Nagy basically just said, like, we're gonna use our receiver. Everyone has like their own special little role. We're not gonna feature anybody. It's like, dude, y'all need to get Rashee Rice some more reps, dude. Like, I mean, come on, like,
yeah.
He's the only one. I mean, I know he's had some drops. I get it, but he's a rookie. That's to be expected on a huge stage, especially in Kansas City. I mean, like that's a huge thing to walk into as a rookie, especially with Patrick Mahomes. But give him reps, man. Like you said, toying with people. Like, okay, well, toy with your guy that you want to get. Like, you need to use someone else besides Kelsey, because guess what? You play the Niners and the Eagles and stuff. They ain't gonna just let you throw to Kelsey 24/7. That will not happen against my team. That will not happen against the Eagles. That will not happen against good defenses. And you need to find someone else. So to me, get Rashee Rice involved. He is a quality talent who needs to see more targets, just get more work. I mean, just give him some practice. Y'all gonna win games no matter what. Give him some chances, man. That's my big thing about Thursday night.
Yeah. And not just that, you can't trust Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore as your two main receivers. Like, it's just I don't know what they're doing. Like, if put the give Mahomes some weapons. Can you imagine if he had the weapons of Joe Burrow? What he'd be doing out there? It would be over. They'd probably go undefeated. But like I said, I mean, Travis Kelce did eat this weekend. The other receivers did just enough. But I agree, Rice has emerged as a guy. He looks pretty sure-handed to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've called a couple of Chiefs games this year, and he looks solid. Him and Mahomes are like, they have good chemistry. Like, they're not, not on the same page. Like, Kadarius Toney and Mahomes have missed a couple times. Even Scantlin had missed a couple of times. So it's just like, get him more involved, and they're riding the hell out of Pacheco. So
yeah. And Justin Watson went down with a dislocated elbow, so Rashee Rice might get more looks next week. But yeah, man. I mean, Broncos and Russell Wilson, they don't got an identity. I thought I was completely wrong about this team. I thought they were going to be a decent team with Sean Payton. I was wrong. But if you had Harrison Butker on your fantasy team, you were loving it. It was a Butker show for real.
60-yarder.
He had like a 50-yarder too, a 53-yarder, something like that. He went off, man.
Let me ask you guys, do you think after that controversial timeout that he used that set up that Butker 60-yarder, you think they're tanking?
I wouldn't say so, because that's risky. I mean, Sean Payton might not be there next year if they're going to be this bad. I don't know, bro. But
I feel like Sean Payton is the only one with a secure job, to be quite honest. I feel like they told Sean Payton, we don't care what happens this year. give us a reason to get rid of Russ because we don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So I there's also a conspiracy that he hired Vance Joseph on purpose because he's a crap defensive coordinator. They want to just lose basically, and they want it to look bad. So I don't know. I'm kind of buying into it because Sean Payton's he's a snaky little guy. What's up?
it's French.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I could trust around Sean Payton. I know that that football team, Russell Wilson, don't trust any of it. I don't know how I would rather pick the Bears over the Broncos any day. I know the Broncos came back and beat them that 1 week or week 4, whatever it was. But man, Broncos are just pathetic.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. As bad as this game was, there's a lot to take out of this game because the reports that I know you guys heard what Steve Smith said about Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
So it's like this game was entertaining from a media standpoint. Like he said, he's not him, and they're gonna get to the point where they're thinking about selling pieces. I guarantee you, the first piece to go is gonna be Sutton because they're not even looking for him out there. Like his numbers look ridiculous. I think he had
got a
14
touchdown.
yards. Oh no! Because off of a great catch,
Yeah.
like he one-handed it, but it was a terrible throw by Russ. But before that, he only had 2 targets in that game before that touchdown. So it's like I think they're going to be sellers at the deadline, and they're not going to be the only team that might be sellers. So,
yeah. All right, well, let's move on to Sunday. Game day is tomorrow for some teams, not mine. My team's on a bye. But the last London game is tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Once again, we waking up early. We starting the day off bright and early. We got the Ravens taking on the Titans. The Ravens coming off a loss last week. We all took the Ravens to win. And the Steelers came back, and Kenny Pickett, he was whipping it, man. He was leading that team to victory. I said that because good night. But Steelers upset the Ravens. Like I was telling everybody last stream, that the Ravens are a weird team. It's hard to put a finger on this team. 1 week they show you, dang, this team might be scary. The next week they flat out lay an egg. Ravens are favorite to win this game, 5.5 points. The over/under is 42.5. Give me the Ravens on a bounce back week against the Titans. The Titans are just another team that I don't have an identity for. It's just like the Ravens. It's weird. 1 week they play well, the next week they don't. But I believe more in the Ravens team than I do the Titans right now. So give me the Ravens. I'm not touching that spread, though. I think it might be a close game.
Yeah, man. There's some hard calls this week, and I think this is one of them. And for the exact reasons that you just stated, because who are these teams? What are they? Are they good? Do they suck? Like, what's happening, man? Because I love Mike Vrabel. I think Vrabel's an amazing coach, and that's why I feel like he's been able to string together a few wins here in this season with the Titans. Because I mean, to me, there's not many coaches that can get wins with the squad that he has. Like the roster he has is trash. Man, the Ravens have been so disappointing sometimes. It's just like, how did you guys lose to those Steelers? How did you get 10 points against that defense? What is happening? But yeah, I'm going to go out with the Ravens this week as well. I also would not bet the over. I don't think it's going to be a steamroll job. To me, there's no chance on that because, again, Vrabel's a good coach. He keeps his teams in games. But yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens by a field goal. And yeah, it's so hard to choose this one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, before I get to this pick, what Max was saying about the Packers and the bye. So you guys are going 0-1 in the bye, right? You guys aren't winning that bye game.
No, we're taking this bye. We're taking this bye by storm.
Sure? I don't know.
We're gonna get healthy. Aaron Jones is gonna be back. God, we need him.
So, like you guys said, you guys touched on the Ravens. I'll touch on the Titans side of it. I just don't understand how they can go beating the Bengals as bad as they did. You know what I'm saying? Then the very next week, they looked bad against the Colts, who didn't AR go down again during that game? So that's what I'm saying. Like, who are they? Like, you had a full dose of Derrick Henry against the Bengals. Then you don't give it to him as much as you should have. Ryan Tannehill stinks. And it's so hard to call it, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans won this game, being that it's in London on a neutral field. You know what I'm saying? One thing we do know, this is going to be a quick game. Both teams love to run the hell out of the football. This is going to be a very quick game, but I do think I will take the Ravens maybe by about 3, but I think it will be a lot closer. It will be close, but I think they'll barely squeak by.
Yeah, and the Titans are still derailed with injuries, man. Like, Treylon Burks is going to miss once again. It's D Hop or bust over there. I mean, of course you got Derrick Henry. I'm talking about the air game, but I just don't. I don't believe in the Titans, man. I really don't. But like you said, they could win on a neutral turf. I mean, London roots for everybody, so it's a home game for both teams. But it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good game, though. It's gonna be a good, close game. So I'm ready for it. You know, start the day off good. We're gonna head to the 1 o'clocks. You got the Washington Stinky Poopy Commanders because FedEx Field, you know, the pipes burst all over the place and then crap comes out of the pipes when you're sitting there trying to watch the games. But luckily, they're not in FedEx Field. They're in Atlanta in the beautiful Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And the Atlanta Falcons made the comeback of the week. Well, not the week, but they came back against those the Texans last week. Knipe got it right, and everybody else picked the Texans. But I don't trust this Commanders team. I just don't. I like what Sam Howell shows us. He shows us that he could play. He could be a starter in this league. But what's up with Terry McLaurin? Can you get him involved? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been very quiet this season, and teams are actually calling them of trying to go get Terry McLaurin. I don't think they'll trade him, of course, but the Falcons, on the other hand, Bijan Robinson, I feel like could have a huge game in this game against the Commanders team, which we just saw, you know, Justin Fields go crazy on. I think, you know, it's a weak defense. Bijan could go get 100 yards easily in this game. Maybe a Kyle Pitt touchdown because the middle of the Commanders aren't that strong. I like the Falcons at home here. They're 2-point favorites. The over-under is 42.5. Another close game from Vegas's eyes, but I do like the Falcons. They had a great comeback win, and they are still undefeated at home. So they love that Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So give me one more win with the Falcons, and they're going to go to 4-2.
I like that pick. Because I'm going to follow suit. I called him last week, and I mean, one of the main reasons is I think the Falcons were at home last week, right?
Yeah, they were home.
Yeah, so Ritter has not lost a home game in his collegiate career or his professional career. And
wow,
you can say what you want about that, but man, like the home field advantage is real, and some guys just play better when they play at home. So I don't think this line is what it should be. Dude, the Commanders' offensive line has to be the least talked about, but like worst unit that I can imagine. This guy, like Howell, is getting sacked at a ridiculous rate. Like he is taking so many sacks, and the Falcons defense is no joke. It's not like they're a bunch of punks up there like that are going to line up. They're one of the top 3, I think, run defenses in the game. So you can forget about Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson going crazy. And they have 2 very good corners in Okudah and AJ Terrell. The only way they're going to get diced up a little bit is in the middle of the field with Logan Thomas. But I mean, you think Logan Thomas is going to beat you? Like, I mean, sure, get a few. He'll probably get 80 yards and a score maybe, but I don't see the Falcons losing this game, especially to a Commanders offensive line that just cannot handle pressure. And another thing is this: you're talking about McLaurin, and Bieniemy is pissing me off, man, because I love Jahan Dotson a lot. I've drafted this guy the last 2 years in my fantasy football teams, and I love this kid. He's so good. He's a top tier talent. He's great. And Bieniemy is not running this offense like how you should. You should pepper your quality wide receivers with targets. You're not in Kansas City anymore, bud. They have real receivers now. So stop running your little spread. You got to throw it to 9 different receivers, 10 different receivers, and let's actually play some smart football and give it to your talented receiver. I don't even care if it goes to McLaurin 12 times, but McLaurin should demand 10 plus targets. And in my opinion, Jahan Dotson should at least get 7 to 8 of those. And the fact that it's not happening is disgusting. You're not winning. So why are we not trying this? What are we doing? Like, come on, Bieniemy. Like, I mean, I understand that Kansas City was fun and all, but Howell ain't Patrick. And that's about as simple as that. That's what you need to just play normal football how everyone else does that doesn't have Patrick Mahomes. And you need to blast your freaking best receivers targets, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah, and to piggyback off that real quick before Ace gets his pick in, Howell's throwing 51 times a game. He's throwing like over 40 times a game. And like you just said, Dotson's getting how many targets?
I mean, he had 9 last game, but still, I mean, that was like one game, but the target level is just not where it should be for either him or McLaurin. It's not especially over 50 attempts a game. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, to piggyback what Max was saying, I was going to say that same thing. Also, the Commanders is just like it's hard to trust them because they just abandoned the run game too quickly, especially last week when it started getting out of hand. There's nothing they could really do. They're just I have no faith in McLaurin. Like you said, the play calling is kind of shoddy. I think Bieniemy might be pressing a little bit, what I'm saying, considering that this is his first chance, what I'm saying, at it. So he might, but overall, I just think like Washington doesn't have enough. And I think, like you said, because of the Falcons, playing so well at home, I'm gonna give this one to the Falcons as well.
Yeah. I mean, Bieniemy's, this isn't his first time doing it. Like, he's been the OC for a while.
Yeah, but now he's out of Andy Reid's shadow.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, they're abandoning the run because they're behind every single game. Like, that's what's screwing them up, man. If you're one dimensional, it's gonna be hard to win,
Yeah,
but
you gotta run the football and control the pace. Like, especially how is up there leading the league in sacks, I'm saying, looking to break that record from David Carr. But yeah, you gotta just, gotta run the football to alleviate that pass rush.
And go off the Bijan Robinson take that I did. The Washington Commanders are averaging 133 yards, like, defensively. So Bijan should have a monster game, and I know Knipe would love that. But let's go. I'm sorry.
I said, please.
You're gonna have
every game.
You're gonna have Bijan Robinson versus Brian Robinson this weekend. Which Robinson's gonna come out on top?
Oh, dude, it better be Bijan.
Oh, Bijan, please. We're going to the NFC North. The two cellar dwellers, the Vikings and the Bears. The mid bowl continues. Each week there's a mid bowl. This is the mid bowl this week. Vikings on the road. They are without their star wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, for at least 4 to 6 weeks. The doctor said that he needs more imaging done after 4 weeks to see how long he's going to be out for. But let's be honest here. The Vikings go 1-4 or 1-3. Shut them down. Shut them down for the rest of the year. I mean, why risk them? Go out there at 2-7 ball club. But Vikings are still favorite on the road here in Soldier Field. Justin Fields looking like he's, starting to get something going there. He is playing a weaker schedule now. This like little spree of teams that he's going to be playing is weak and is going to be good fantasy wise for Justin Fields. And the Bears are going to be without basically every single running back on that roster other than Deontay Freeman. And I think they called up somebody off the practice squad. I forgot who it was, Evans or somebody. Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears winning this game at home. I know I don't know how I trust the Bears, but the Vikings are relying on KJ Osborne. I think Jordan Addison is going to have a good game here. TJ Hawkinson, what's going on with him? He's been dropping a lot of passes lately. Defense on both sides are very, very poor, but like Knipe's theory, if you don't know, just go with the home team. And I'm going to roll with the home team here. The Bears are going to win. Close game. Bears win.
Ah, man. What to do?
Pick your poison.
I mean, this one's tough, man. Which freaking shit sandwich do I want to eat? Let's see. Where does Knipe want to go? I still don't know if you couldn't tell. You know what? Give me the Bears at home. You guys know my style. I like home teams, and I'm still a big fan of, who gets cheered for. So Justin Fields and the crew, they've been rolling in the right direction, even though it hasn't, been against the most difficult of opponents. They still got to do it, and they did it. DJ Moore went ham. He showed you he's a number one wide receiver. I think that success is somewhat replicable against a Minnesota Vikings defense that does allow deep plays. I think the Bears can handle it, and I think Justin Fields is going to have another good day on the ground because we saw at least 6 or 7 design QB runs last week, maybe more, which is awesome to see. Everyone wants to see that from Justin Fields because that's what he does that so well, man. He's just it's like a guaranteed 7 yards of play. Like, I feel like you can do that you can just run QBs, sneaks, or not sneaks, but just QB option routes.
Yeah.
and just let this man run wild. And I feel like it's a guaranteed 7 yards of play. But either way, I think the Bears will take it, and I don't think that Kirk is going to like his first outing without Jay Jettas there, man, because I mean, he's the best wide receiver in the league. You're going to feel that regardless of you have to replace him. And just because you don't replace talent like that, that's irreplaceable. You know, I mean, unless they trade for Jamar Chase tomorrow, which is highly unlikely. Yeah, they're gonna be hurting. So I'm gonna take the Bears to win. Sorry, by a field goal, because it should still be close.
Yeah. I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna go with the Vikings here. Just so I can go ahead and get up in them standings. Also, you know what I'm saying? DJ Moore went off last week. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see if he can duplicate that success in this week right here. But I do like at least the fact that Kirk Cousins still has Hawkinson to rely on and Jordan Addison, who has had a solid year this year. And I do think at least for this week, they'll script well with no Justin Jefferson, but then they'll get exposed later on. And like I said, I do take the Vikings with a narrow win here, because I do think last week the Bears were, you know, a little bit of fool's gold, you know what I'm saying, a short week. So they were able to get away with a lot more things than they would in a full week of preparation. So I think the Vikings take this one on the road.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty, I don't think. It's probably going to be a fun game to watch, though. You know, I think it's going to be a shootout. A lot of points being scored, so I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully they tie, though. Yeah, that's what I want.
One of these teams is going to catch up on a pack this week, though. So
yeah, they might. The Packers might be in dead last soon. We got the Seahawks going to Paycor Stadium over there in Cincinnati. The Bengals finally get back on track. They look like that's what the Bengals look like. They're supposed to look like last week. Jamar Chase, we said he was angry. He was going to go crazy, and he did, man. He almost cost me a fantasy win. But, I mean, let's be honest. I almost lost because of Jamar Chase.
Dude, watching you go through emotions on last Sunday was freaking amazing. All right, just so everyone knows, for all the viewers out there, Max had a very intense fantasy football matchup that was just a heavyweight bout. Like, it's standard scoring. 130 points is, like, next to unheard of. Both these teams scored over 130, and Max came out barely on top. But it was hilarious to watch, man. When that boy Brees hit that 76-yard TD, man, it was hype as hell.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was a fun week, though. That was fun. That was fun.
That was awesome.
Seahawks going to the Bengals. This is a nice game on paper here. Seahawks are 3-1. They just come off that beat down of the Giants. You know what I'm saying? They riding high on that high horse. They had a nice little bye week. You know what I'm saying? They got a little healthy. They feeling themselves, right? Nah. The Bengals, this when the things start turning in their favor. We all saw the Bengals start slow, usually every single season. Joe Burrow, not 100%, but he looked good last week, everybody. And I think he piggybacks off that performance this week. T. Higgins still questionable. We don't know if he's going to go or not. The Bengals do need to do one thing. They need to get that run game going. Get Joe Mixon involved. Take a little pressure off Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase is going to do his thing. That's nothing to be worried about. Try to get Joe Mixon involved. I like the Bengals, and give me the spread. I like them by a touchdown here at home.
Damn, a touchdown. All right. Well, I mean, so the way I look at this game, because now we're dealing with teams like the last game we just dealt with a bunch of teams that aren't going to the playoffs. These are playoff contending teams. So like the way I think about it is, all right, you know, do I think the Bengals lose this and they would go to what, 2-4?
Yep.
All right. No, so I don't see that. I don't foresee that happening. I mean, especially when you have Joe Burrow out there now, if Joe Burrow gets hurt mid-game, obviously this will look like a silly pick, but I'm going to go with the Bengals. It doesn't have to be by a touchdown. I don't know what I would think the score will be. I just think the Bengals will get this win because I do not see Joe Burrow going 2-4. The last few years, or like I think the last 2 years, Joe Burrow, like you said, has always started out slow. Even when he was healthy, like last year, he threw like 3-4 picks against the Steelers first game of the year, and they're just, I mean, they're not going to do that again. So I mean, I think the Bengals will take. I think the Bengals will take the game, and I think they'll do it by at least a field goal.
Yeah, I think T. Higgins going down was an eye-opening experience for Joe Burrow because he realized that he's got a him on his team and Chase. Like, enough is enough. Like, force feed him, man. Like, when you got a receiver like that, he's open even if he's double covered. Like, I think they've discovered something over these last couple weeks, and I think they will ride that momentum. Like Seattle, like you said, coming off the bye, they might come out a little bit slow. If this was at Seattle, I might give them the edge. You know what I'm saying? But being that this is in Cincinnati, I think Bengals go 3-3 this week, and I think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have another good week. Like, I sat Burrow last week, and he decided to go off fantasy-wise. First, his best game of the year easily. And I think they ride that momentum. I think they found something that works. They should have known it worked this whole time, but I think they've rediscovered it, and we'll see how it goes this week. But I'm going with the Bengals.
I will say this, though. Seahawks are 2-0 on the road, my friend. And T. Higgins is expected to play.
Mm-hmm.
So that just makes it even more easier on my end. Go Bengals. They're going to win this ball game. All right, Knipe. We're going down to the best team in the NFL.
Let's go.
You're 49ers, so you can take it away, my friend. We all know who you're picking, so just give us some reasons why.
Yeah, y'all already know. I mean, I got it tattooed on me. I got my hat on. You know, we love the 49ers over here. And I saw, dude, I finally saw another. I don't know if I saw. Do you have a 49er fan in your chat?
Yeah, I highlighted them. Yeah.
I want to hang out. Let's
there you go.
There we go.
Before you get into that pick, man, what was it like last week when you guys Dallas? What was that like? What was the room? You told us a story about Max and the fantasy. So what was the room like with you and my guy French?
I happened to be at French's house, and usually my friend who didn't watch previous episodes, go back and watch them. First of all, second of all, that boy is not quiet. All right, this dude loud. As soon as anything goes wrong for my team, usually I hear if it's an offside, if it's a one penalty for something minor, like he'll just be in my face. This man's, I think he got hyped once during the whole evening, because boy, did we freaking dog walk that team. We look like the best team in the NFL right now, and anyone who has eyes can tell you that. I think it's awesome because I feel like every one of my team deserves it. I feel like Purdy deserves it, and obviously the skill position players. But man, I want Kyle to get his after that 28-3 debacle. Man, I think he's just such a good coach to not have a Super Bowl title, and I'm really hoping it's this year because I mean I've never felt so strongly that we were going to go to the Super Bowl than like pretty much right now. Like I haven't felt like that in a while because Jimmy was always a question mark, but Purdy makes me feel confident. So. Give me my Niners, even though it's going to be an ugly game, because actually I looked something up. This defensive coordinator not only does he have a good defense, but he actually has kind of shit on Kyle Shanahan's teams for his career. Really? So that made me a little nervous until Deshaun Watson wasn't playing. So, I mean, who are you going to beat us with? Freaking PJ Walker. Like, okay, dude, if we lose tomorrow, I'll do whatever dumb video I got in and just I don't even like 5-1, so whatever. But like, it would be embarrassing as all hell if we lose to PJ freaking Walker. No Nick Chubb. Like, come on. Like, I feel like there's no way we don't take them by at least 10. But I don't think we're going to score a normal 30 because it's not supposed to be good weather. Even though that does favor a good ground game, which we do have. I just feel like those weather games, like when do we see like 35, 32 points dropped in those games? You know, it's usually in the teens, and I think 20 to 14. 20 to 10. Actually, sorry, 20 to 10 is probably like the most realistic outcome for the score. So I think Kyle will get against that defensive coordinator. But yeah, give me my Niners.
What is the report on Deshaun Watson? How long are they saying?
It's a deep rotator cuff injury. Usually I think they said injury. Yeah, usually they said 3 to 6 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, like the timetable. And will be week 3 of the injury. So. I didn't even know he got hurt. Honestly, it was like one of those like random. Oh, he popped up on the injury report kind of late in the week. You know, not this week, but last week when he missed. But like you just said, they're playing PJ Walker. I actually wish they played Dorian Thompson because God, he looked awful. So I like y'all destroying this team. I think it's gonna be 30-3. Honestly, I'm serious. I know because like. The Browns have all backups. I mean, you still got Amari Cooper out there. The offensive line is still good for the Browns. But, I mean, Joel Bitonio is out too, one of the best guards in the league. They're missing guys, key guys. And that 9.5-point spread for the Niners, smash that thing, bro.
Over.
I think they win by at least 2 tutties. It's going to be an ugly game. But the Niners are going to do with I think this might be 21-0 in the first quarter. And then they might keep, let the foot off the gas a little bit the rest of the way. But I think it's going to be a blowout, man. Niners win easily.
Oh, you think we're going to see Sam? I'm so excited.
Man, when I give you your flowers, that's what you do. That's what you do. Your defense better score 20. 20!
We're going to worry about that. My defense is going to get you hella points in fantasy tomorrow.
I want a Hufanga pick 6, please.
All right, well, coming off the hype of, the 49ers kicking the shit out of Dallas, and my George Kittle fuck Dallas shirt is on the way.
Ooh.
I have that coming. So yeah.
For real?
This I might get a customized one, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, the 49ers should be able to take this easily. I would like to joke around and say this would be my upset pick of the week, but obviously you guys wouldn't even by taking the Browns, but no one would believe me if I even said it. But now the 49ers are taking this one with ease. This might be over by halftime. So it really might be over by halftime. So this is an easy pick 'em. The 49ers just like the best team in the league after a statement game against Dallas last week to the, not just to Dallas, but to the entire league. Brock Purdy is doing, just enough. He's having a good year. Christian McCaffrey is him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're a tough team, man. They're a full balanced breakfast over there, and it's going to be hard for a team to take them on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? But they'll end up with like 1 or 2 losses, but that would be about it.
Oh, don't be like Jay-Z and brush your shoulders off over there. Come on now. This man got a cakewalk for a freaking matchup this week. Come on, man.
It's great. I love it.
Play the Eagles already. Play the Eagles already.
Now imagine if they lose though.
I know that, dude. Oh my God. Trust me. I think about that all the time when I face a shit team. I'm like, dude, but if we lose, we go like real bad.
Who you guys playing next week? Because this is what I'm saying. This could be a trap game. Who you guys playing next week?
Dude, I don't even look forward to the next week, to be honest.
It's Philly, right?
No, Philly. We played. I know when we play Philly. We play Philly week 13. That's our first That's the game I saw on the schedule that made me go, okay, we need to focus that week.
Okay, you playing the Vikings, so no, it's not.
Oh my God.
We handle the Vikings all the time too. We usually face them in the first round of the playoffs, and we freaking dog walk them usually. So I ain't scared.
That Vikings game might be a trap game because then y'all play the Bengals next week. So the week after that. So we'll see.
No, we beat the Bengals with Jimmy, dude. We're gonna beat them with Purdy. Trust me. Big trust.
Week 13, the Packers play on Sunday night against the Chiefs. I'm just happy that Taylor Swift's involved because we probably would have been flexed out for that game. So thank you, Taylor. Show up to that game, please, Taylor. We love you, Taylor. We're going to the Carolina Panthers. Oh my God.
Where was that guy last week that came in here giving y'all shit about laughing and giggling about Taylor Swift?
Yeah. Where you at, Darrell?
Dude, we're talking. That didn't even make sense though, because no one even mentioned her at that point. We were like, huh?
Yeah.
He probably went back and watched previous videos.
We helped him out too. He was like, do y'all like the over-under in this game? Yeah, we do. All right, cool. Oh, look at these bunch of nerds talking about Taylor Swift on a podcast. Get out of here, Darrell, and don't ever come back. We got the Panthers taking on the Dolphins, and this game looks ugly. The Dolphins are 14.5-point favorites. You talk about disrespect to the Niners. They gave the Dolphins 14.5 against a 0-5 team. The Panthers, which I think they're better than they're 0-5, but they're not that bad to lose by 15, right? I mean, my Jill Willigers, man. Dolphins have a great offense. They're fun. They're fun to watch. But guess what? Their Swiss Army knife is down with an injury. Devon Achane going to be out until week 11 because they have a bye week, week 10. I don't know when he got hurt. Maybe he got hurt just running over the field against the Giants because I didn't see him get leaving the game or nothing.
That was the only good thing we did. We took him out.
You took out his knees? Wow.
That's right.
What are you, Greg Williams on defense? But I still think the Dolphins have a lot of firepower. Raheem Mostert's going to hop in that role once again. He said, damn it, I lost my job. Let's go. I got it back. And he's going to do his thing. I think Jeff Wilson he's still on he has the practice window open, so he's coming off the IR soon. It doesn't matter. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, Tua. Give me the Dolphins by a landslide. I don't think they're going to cover that 14.5. That's a lot of points. But I think they win easily.
Yeah, I mean, 2 back-to-back super easy games to call.
Ooh.
I mean, I know I picked the Panthers last week, and,
Do it again.
for a fun upset against the Lions. But I mean, hey, I still went 9-4. We good. I just had a little fun because I knew I was, in the driver's seat. But I'm not going to go full R word this week. We're gonna go with the Dolphins.
You sure? I can throw it up, man. Like I got the slide right here, just ready for you.
No, don't do that. We're
Okay.
gonna go with the Dolphins. And honestly, dude, I can just say, like, if you're a bettor to me, like, I mean, I don't like bet I like to build the lineups, like I don't bet like the parlays and stuff. But if you're betting this game, I would want to bet the over just so it's more fun to watch. Like I would want to bet the under and wish against the Dolphins just wrecking them because, dude, watching the Dolphins score touchdowns is so cool. Like those guys are ridiculously fast. They're so good at their jobs. They're like nothing is stopping them. It's crazy. Like I think I've seen them like stuffed. Like how many 3-and-outs do they have this year? Like,
dude, I don't know.
Like 2.
Well, like, against the Bills, they had a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was a lot of 3-and-outs though. I think they still move the ball. I mean, even so, they're just crazy to me, and it's just fun to watch. That's the kind of football I want to see. And Mike McDaniel, shout out, man, because like that dude's awesome. He's like
He's funny.
I always catch a clip of him, and it just makes my day. I'm like, this guy's.
Jeff Wilson did not get activated, so he won't be playing.
I was just about to say he got downgraded. So he's out.
Yeah.
So, but
Ace, I know you got an upset of the week coming. Let's go.
With the only thing that's going to be an upset of the week is going to be Panther fans. So this I just can't see it. I mean, normally you might consider this a trap game because they're the ones that are playing the Eagles next week, the Dolphins. But I just think they're a really good team. And I got Moister in my fantasy, which, I'm loving the fact that Achane is going to be out of there because Moister is going to get it all. Pause. And, like, it's just going to be tough. Like I said, before we started the stream, we were backstage. What did I say? I said, I don't think the Panthers are winning the game this year. I'm looking at their schedule. I just can't see them getting a dub. Maybe against a division team, but it's not coming this week. Like, they're going to get routed. And that Dolphins team, take it from me, I saw it last week with the Giants. That Dolphins team is just fast on every level. And the Panthers, they're going to have their hands full.
I feel bad for Hayden Hurst, man. He was in there in the locker room talking about, like, it sucks to lose and all. All you hear is people playing ping pong in the background. Just having a ball, just, who cares? And he's just over here saying, man, it's frustrating, like giving all my efforts out there. And you just hear like the ping pong balls getting hit. Damn, y'all are 0-5 and you playing ping pong? All right, Panthers. That's how y'all get down, huh? That's how you keep pounding, right? God, ayo. Let's go to the AFC South, and we got first place teams on our hands, boys. We have the Colts taking on the Jags. The Jaguars own the Colts in Jacksonville. They've owned them for, I think, like 7 years in a row. They've beat the Colts at home. No AR. Minshew making his way back to Duval. Could he bring the magic? Can Minshew Mania run wild all over Jacksonville? No. I got the Jaguars winning. They're 4-point favorites. This man, Travis Etienne, they're finally Doug Peterson out, or Press Taylor, whoever's calling the plays. They finally are feeding this man. They're finally feeding him. No Zay Jones this game. I think Kirk has a good one. Give me the Jags, man. They're hot. They just came off a great 2-0 London trip. They beat the Bills. The Jaguars got the momentum, man. Give me Duval. Jaguars win it.
Yeah, this one's actually so I feel like this is more difficult to call than I would like, just because the Colts have played a lot better and they've beat a few teams that I didn't expect them to. However, like you said, I mean, the Jaguars have historically owned the Colts at home, and it's for like the same reason, like the Texans, when they come to Jacksonville, they destroy the Jags for some reason. And it's just a trend. It keeps happening, and no one knows why, because there's different coaches, different players, and like how. But I follow the trend on this one, just like you did. I'm gonna go Jaguars. And I mean, we have a lot of boys here in Jacksonville. I like rooting for the Jags as an AFC team. If I did have a second favorite team, if that was a thing, it would definitely be the Jaguars. However, Yeah, give me them this week. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to finally put together a complete game, because that's the one thing that's been kind of bugging me about Trevor Lawrence, man, is like he does have the talent. You know, he is talented. The kid's good, and he can do it. But man, he cannot do it a whole game, it seems like. And it's about time, Trevor. You do it for a whole damn football game. Like last week, they should have crapped on the Bills. There was 2 red zone appearances with fumbles. What are we doing, dude? Take care of the freaking football, man. That bugged me, and it made me like look at their outlook a little more bleak, and like, man, is Trevor even ready to step up and be in that spotlight? But I think he can. I think he will, and I think he'll show you tomorrow that he can put a complete game together. And I'm gonna say the Jaguars crap on him, because obviously you want to do a divisional game. I think it's gonna be close. I think the Jaguars will probably win by 10.
Yeah,
because it's Minshew, and they want to just stomp on him.
Before I get into that, man, Caleb Williams is having himself a shit game today. Three picks, 143, 3 picks. He's having his rough game.
There's a lot of scouts out. Sorry to interrupt. There's a lot of scouts watching that game too, I think.
Yeah, you get a little nervous out there. But this one should be a good one, I think. I do think the Jags will take it, because they seem to. When's the last time the Colts even beat the Jaguars? It's been a while since they do it. The Jaguars seem to have their number. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Jags on this one. I think, riding that momentum off London was exactly what they needed. And I could see Trevor Lawrence having himself a decent game. And so I'm just gonna take the Jags. This one should be a good, entertaining one, because they do always play close, but the Jags will find a way to squeak this one out.
Yeah, I want to say the Colts beat them last year in Indianapolis. But the Jags beat them week 1 this year in Indianapolis, so they're going for the sweep against the Colts. So Jaguars, hey, this will be a nice little lead in the AFC South if you can sweep the Colts. That's breathing down your neck.
Well, if you're Jaguars, you kind of need to win this game. You kind of just like.
Yeah, this to me determines who's going to win the division, honestly.
Yeah, you can't fuck around. So
Spence is in the chat. They haven't beat the Jags at home since 2013. Damn. So I thought it was 7 years. It's 10. Sheesh.
So what you're saying, Spence, is they're due, huh? So maybe you might want to walk back that pick.
Oh. David in the house saying Gardner Minshew revenge game.
Oh, dude. I mean, I know it's fun. I know it's fun to root for that kind of thing.
The revenge games haven't worked this year. Have they? No.
Not really. But also it's Gardner Minshew. Like, I know he beat the Ravens when no one expected him to, but like, dude, the Jags are a better team than the Ravens, and I feel like the defense on the Colts side is nowhere near good enough to stop the Jags. Like, the Jags were playing like crap the last time they beat the Colts, and they still beat the Colts pretty handily. So it's like, what do I expect? A more seasoned Jags talented roster to get worse against a worse quarterback on their side? Like, nah, dude. Like, they should win. In my opinion, that defense is going to show up. I don't think the Colts score more than 10, and I think the Jags are going to put up 28.
Yeah. If my buddy Kyle pops in the chat, he's a Colts fan. He actually likes Minshew better than AR.
Okay, that's what?
I swear.
There's no way people like you exist in the world. There's no way.
If he pops in, I'll highlight his name. Saints taking on the Texans. The Texans, man, they had the game and they blew it. They went back to the old Texan way, huh? Saints had a great game. They goose-egged the Patriots. Saints are 1.5-point favorites on the road, so it's a toss-up in Vegas's eyes. Derek Carr, he's a little banged up. He hasn't really showed us like too much. Honestly, he hasn't really had a crazy game. He's been throwing for less than 200 yards this season. Like, what's going on, Derek? You got the weapons. You got Kamara back. I want to see a good offensive game by Derek Carr and the Saints here. Give me the Saints on the road, beating the Texans. But it wouldn't surprise me if CJ Stroud and company, because every time I pick against the Texans, they win. When I pick them to win, they lose. So Saints, break the trend, win on the road here.
Dang, man, we're not going to get too much separation in the standings because we're thinking alike this week. But yeah, I'm also going to take the Saints. I honestly, if I feel like if we go back and look at every single video, I'm pretty sure I pick the Saints almost every week. It's just because I like them. I like their team. I like their schedule. And I think their defense is for real, and that's what keeps them in ball games. You notice how they haven't gotten blown out yet. It's only been close games with them. So like their defense always gives the offense a chance at least. And I'll take that against a Texans team that's not really polished yet. They're still pretty green, lots of rookie action. So, I mean, yes, it's going to be a fun battle, but do I think the rookie side is going to come out or the seasoned veteran side is going to come out? I'm going to take the veterans this early in the year. If this matchup happened in past week 13, I would probably take the Texans because that's more time to gel. That's more time to get healthy, at least for their O-line. But yeah, I'm going to take the Saints this week, and just kind of based on what time it is in the year, I think that the Saints are going to win this by a touchdown.
All right, I'm going with the Texans here.
Oh,
So I go ahead and gain ground. CJ Stroud is having himself a good year. Dude, look at these stats. 1461, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions, a 98.4 rating. His 2 home games, at least 2 touchdowns in both of his first 2 home games, and a rating of over 100 in both of them. So he feels a lot more comfortable at home than he does on the road. And I understand what, the Saints played well last week, but I do think the Texans, I like CJ, rookie of the year. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely going to get that rookie of the year. And this should be a good one for him. So I'm going to go with the Texans.
I think if Achane didn't get hurt, he was probably in line to win it. Like, him and Achane were like head to head. My Zay Flowers pick, wipe that away.
It's possible, but we know rookie of the year is a quarterback award. It really takes.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the last non-quarterback to win rookie of the year?
Oh God.
I mean, I know Saquon did it when he was a rookie. He beat out Baker, but that's just so rare.
Yeah. I do have a bold prediction. Marshawn Lattimore is going to pick CJ Stroud for his first INT.
Oh, I like that. All right, like that.
Sorry, CJ.
We'll see, but this is gonna be a big test for the Texans early in the year. Trying to go 3-3, trying to keep pace in that South. So far so good.
Okay, Ace, do you know who the Texans played at home? Because you were mentioning their home.
Yep, Pittsburgh and Indianapolis.
Okay, so Pittsburgh, how I feel about that team. Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, he put up 384 on them though.
Sheesh.
Yeah, they're a pass funnel. They stopped the run pretty well. Okay, I was curious. All right.
Some last notes before we move on. Tank Dell and Robert Woods are both questionable. So we don't know. We that's why I wish we were next week. We're back on Sunday. That's why I like doing the Sundays.
Yeah,
I hate the questionable tags.
This has been like we talked about earlier. This has been a weird week. Like me and Max talked earlier, like talking about flexing out the Giants game. But what other game could you really put in the,
none
in that slot? This
Bengals
is a weird
and
week.
Bengals and probably who is it? I forgot.
If Deshaun was playing, maybe the 49ers and Browns, but
yeah, this one not by any shot in the world. Patriots on the road taking on the Raiders. We got a little revenge game. Coaching style here. Josh McDaniels taking on his old Bill Belichick and the Patriots. Both teams stinky. One team beat the Packers, so that makes us stinky. Raiders coming off a win. They are at home. Vegas has them 3-point favorites. The Patriots have scored 3 points the last 2 games combined. They are riding with Mac Jones, but they did make one move on the roster. Malik Cunningham is now on the active roster, so we could see a little package, maybe a package for Malik Cunningham. I said
what
pause.
The fuck?
I said pause. We could see him. Matthew Judon out for the remainder of the year. It looks like with that torn pec. Tough blow, man. They just lost Christian Gonzalez, Matthew Judon. They did trade for J.C. Jackson. Give me the Raiders. It's a little revenge game for Jimmy G as well. He's going to walk in there and say, Bill, you made a mistake, bitch. Drop the B-bomb on him. I think Jimmy G, Devontae Adams. Hey, Jair locked you down last week, my guy. I told my boy, you better bet the under on all Adams' stats, and he thought it was crazy. What now, Andre? What now? But Adams, I think he has a bounce-back game. Josh Jacobs, keep riding that workhorse. Hey, yo, give me the Raiders winning at that beautiful Allegiant Stadium of theirs.
All right. What's the line on this game again?
3 points, Raider win.
All right. Well, then this is going to be my upset of the week.
Oh, what?
There you go.
I know. Kind of weird, huh? But
yeah.
There's something funny about scoring 3 points in 2 weeks. Your meetings get a little more intense. your minds get a little more molded into we need to step it the hell up. Otherwise, we're going to be jobless next year. And there's a lot of guys on that team that are going to be that way unless they start playing some good football. Mac Jones better play a damn good game. Otherwise, who the hell knows is going to be under center, but it ain't going to be Mac. And trust me, my gut tells me that he don't want that to happen. So I don't think we're going to see a stupid, anemic Patriots team this week. I think Bill is even though I give him crap, he's still obviously Bill Belichick. He's not a slouch. So, I mean, he's going to get his team right mentally and physically ready to smash Josh McDaniels. And the Raiders are not so impressive to where I think that they're just, obviously going to beat a team that's, kind of down right now. The Raiders are also bad at football. Like, let's not get this twisted. The Raiders aren't some world beater team, and they're not that special. I mean, they have two very good wide receivers and a good running back, but they still have Jimmy Garoppolo, even though, he is what he is. We know what to expect.
Sure.
We know what to expect from Jimmy. But the Raiders are not scary. They don't scare me at all. That's why I'm picking the Patriots, because the Raiders just don't scare me that much. And I think that this is going to happen. I'm never picking the Patriots again. I mean, yeah, losing 34-0 or whatever it was, like, that's pretty brutal. But I mean, that one to me is a little more obvious because it's the Saints. And I told you Mac Jones can't face a real defense. Guess what? The Raiders don't have a real defense. They have one real defender. They have Mac freaking Crosby, and that is the only dude that is remotely scary on that defense. Everyone else, and to me, this is a week where Ramondre Stevenson is about to bounce back in a big way because he owned them last year, and I think he's going to do it again this year.
Yeah. Well, for a team that doesn't really have a good defense, they sure put it on the pack last week with 3 picks from Jordan Love, which my guy Max was super butthurt on that. So after the maybe the defense got something going after last week. You know what I'm saying? They were able to, not so good for Love, man. All we need is Love, and it was a tough week. You know what I'm saying? They he didn't show up. So is it more like Jordan Love didn't show up, or the defense did show up? But the Raiders, let's get back to the Raiders. Outside of that Bills game, they've had 1-score games in every single game this year. You know what I'm saying? That could have went either way. So I will pick the Raiders this week. I do think a little bit of a revenge game, even though it'd be better if they were in Foxborough for Jimmy G. But it's going to be tough because Bill Belichick, Mac Jones stinks. He's got benched twice already this year.
Hold on.
I just think he stinks.
Hold on. Is it the product or is it him?
It might be both.
What does he have? What does he have around him?
He stinks, dude. He stinks.
Give him something. Give him some weapons.
He's got Juju over there, don't he?
Juju on the beat, making TikToks in the locker room.
On TikTok, man. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Raiders on this one, man. It's the Patriots just aren't good, and it's hard for me to see a Bill Belichick team go 1-5. But I think it's time. You know what I'm saying? It's time to start, thinking, Bill might, time to get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Raiders will take this one. And like I said, they'll ride that momentum from kicking the Packers' ass last week.
Thanks, Ace. Thanks a lot, man. Let's speed it up so we can get some DraftKings. We're in an hour already, so let's get through these trash games like the Cardinals taking on the Rams. I mean, the Cardinals, they showed us a little heart, here and there, a couple of weeks. The Rams, they were my upset of the week last week, and they just flat out stunk. I mean, Cooper Kupp came back, had 8 catches for 119 yards, did his thing. I need the Rams to win this game because if you lose to the Cardinals, you got a problem. This team, you got to fight. You got to at least get to 500 against a subpar team. The Cardinals, they're banged up. James Conner's on the IR. You got Marquise Brown, Zach Ertz, Michael Wilson, that new receiver. But come on now. Rams should win this easily. If you want to go to the game, LA, $27. Go ahead and go to the game. Go to the game. Have fun.
All right. Well, I'm also going to pick the Rams. I actually, shockingly, I mean, I would make this my upset of the week if the Cardinals had James Conner. And I know it sounds silly because it's like really James Conner. But I mean, yeah, he's dependable. He's reliable. And I think the Cardinals have some fight in them because I don't think the Rams are going to win this easily. It's not, I mean, it's a divisional game, those are never won with ease. But I think that both teams are going to score. And yeah, I just think the Rams have Kupp back. They have Nakua. I mean, that offense, they have Kyron's been balling out. Yeah, the Rams are just going to score more points. It's plain and simple. I think give me them by 4, a little over a field goal, whatever.
Yeah, I agree. The Rams are just a better team, and they should be able to win this. Shame on them if they don't. It should be a division game. You think it'd be a lot closer, but like you said, if Connor was there, possibly. But the fact that he's banged up, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Rams, and this should be the Rams take a W in SoFi.
They did trade one of their weapons, Van Jefferson, going to Atlanta.
Bucks
could be a huge.
Said he picks the Cardinals in the upset.
Oh, okay. Bucks raise bolts. I'll give you a bagel if you win. All right, Bucks raise bolts. We're going to the Eagles and the Jets. Eagles are just a firepower team, man. They're just steamrolling through these guys. They don't look as good as the Niners do. I will say that. For 5-0, they don't look as good as the Niners. Now, can I wipe that smirk off your face? They have some injuries, though. Darius Slay's out. Jalen Carter's out. I think that's it. So that's two big. Oh, look at balloons. Whoa. They have two big. What is that?
What is
I don't know how that.
Max got a ghost over there.
For real, though. I don't know if that's going to affect this too much because Sauce Gardner on the opposite side is out. So injuries on both sides of the teams here. Give me the Eagles on the road. Jets, they came off a great win. Back-to-back pretty good games by the Jets now. If they do this against the Eagles, okay, Jets, you might have something cooking in that crock pot. But the Eagles, they're going to flap away from you. I got the Eagles winning.
Yeah, I'm gonna also take the Eagles. Obviously, much better football team, a lot more talent, way better quarterback. My good lord. But I mean, honestly, I really genuinely think this is how the script is going this year. All right. And the 49ers are undefeated going into week 13, and that is the game of the year for everyone watching in America, and the most anticipatedly watched game, because I genuinely don't see anyone on our schedule that we're going to lose to before then. I mean, sure, maybe the Bengals, but nah, dude, we beat them with Jimmy. We're going to beat them with Purdy, and I think the Eagles are also going to take care of business and be undefeated by the time we see them. So let me get that W, and let's keep rolling.
Yeah. All right. Quick fantasy question for you two: would you start Garrett Wilson this week?
I mean,
over who? Who?
I got to know format and over who.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. I'm gonna go with the Eagles too. It pains me as a Giants fan to go with the Eagles, but they're gonna put those arrogant Jet fans like Robert in their place, who think that the Jets are actually a good team because they've been getting, we competed with Patrick Mahomes, we competed with with Josh Allen. The Jets have a good team. Nah, they're getting smacked this week. They're going to get brought back down to earth. Hey, Beetlejuice, he ain't been in the chat this whole time, and I say his name, and here he is. So, but nah, you can say I'm a Jet hater. I thought about putting it as the upset of the week, but I just can't I can't see myself living in a world where Zach Wilson bests the Eagles, especially like what Knife said. The script is in. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? The Jets got hype over Come on, you beat Russell Wilson. Come on. Come on. The Chiefs were toying with you and you beat Russ. Yeah, they're going to get smacked. You know what I'm saying? And I wish the Eagles were at full strength because Jalen Carter would have had himself a field day on Zach Wilson. Man. Especially because they lost. Line. Yeah, they lost AVT for the year. Their offensive line is already starting to get banged up. He's out. You know what I'm saying? So all you got to do, you got to stop Breece Hall if you're the Eagles, and they have a good run defense. You have to stop Breece. So Eagles by a touchdown.
Yeah, I do like the Eagles spread here, 6.5. I think they cover that easily.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Breece Hall might have a very tough game though, but it does help that Jalen Carter's out. So
look at Robert talk about the refs gave the game to the Chiefs. Oh, called a ambulance, man.
Oh, here's a good game, everybody. A little 4:00, dandy right here. The Lions taking on the Bucks. Lions on the road. They are 3-point favorites. The Buccaneers coming off a bye week, all rested up. Baker Mayfield had an extra week of preparation. 3-1. Buccaneers rolling, man. Ace, you know where I'm getting at with this team.
You're never gonna take the Bucks.
Upset of the week. Upset of the week.
You're taking the Bucks this week?
Upset of the week. Upset of the week.
Oh,
I got the
shit.
Bucks winning this game. Come
gonna
on now,
lose.
Ben.
That's not good for
Come
you Buck
on
fans.
now, Ben.
That is not good for you Buck fans. You might as well. Max is picking y'all. Oh, GG's.
Yeah, it's over.
Buccaneers are gonna upset at home, baby.
What's your
I'm on
record in the upset of the week?
0-5. But listen, this is gonna turn my luck around because even though Amon-Ra St. Brown is back, right? They're getting a couple of guys back. I just feel like the Bucks have some good mojo. Mike Evans is back healthy, got an extra week to rest that hammy up. I think Mike Evans goes cray-cray in this game, man. He's been having a great season. Mike Evans, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm saying it right now. If you don't think Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer, you're on crack at this point because it doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball. It doesn't matter. But give me the Bucks. Something's telling me inside. I need them to win. I need them to win. Please win this game, Bucks. Bucks by 3.
All right, Matt. You made the fatal mistake that I did last week, and that was having a little too much fun with the upset, and you did it against the Lions because, man, Dan the Man Campbell has got himself a winning culture, and it's so cool to see for a team that has at it.
It's not.
That I feel like that should be, one of those documentaries that are just fun to watch, in 3 or 4 years is like the growth of that team. And it was cool that we got them, on was the HBO show.
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks, but yeah, so I mean, the Lions are just too good, man, right now. Like Dan has them in a great spot. I don't see Baker Mayfield beating him. And that defense has grown from like, man, they're crap to holy crap, they're for real.
Yeah.
And yeah, the rush defense, like they're going to stop Rachaad White easily. He's already bad as it is. I would be surprised if he got over 45 yards. And on top of that, I don't think that you're going to be able to outscore him with Baker Mayfield. Like that just to me doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So give me the Lions, and I think that they'll win handily. I think that's that they'll win by over a touchdown.
No.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions.
Good.
Sorry, Max. We're going to gain up on you in the standings here. The Lions are a really good team. Dude, I said at the beginning of the year, I think they're a dark horse to really make some noise as far as to make the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. Dan Campbell is running them well over there. Those boys look really good. They, dare I say, they might have won that Stafford golf trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's, actually it turned into a Super Bowl. I'll take that back.
Yeah,
I'll take that back.
Super Bowl.
I'll take that back. Yeah. So let me not get ahead of myself. But yeah, the Lions look pretty good. Now, if they fuck around and win the Super Bowl this year, then it might be tied out for that.
It won't happen.
But they look pretty good, and they're gonna extend their lead in their in that weak NFC North division. And the Lions, after this win, they'll be 5-1. They'll have a stranglehold on that division. And so Lions.
Why are you taking? What's all these stray shots we're getting tonight?
Oh, it's because the Giants are coming up next, so I got to get out my frustration.
Yeah,
now,
you better get out your frustrations. Okay? Because speaking of the Giants and speaking of a stinky trash team, take it away, Ace.
All right, 15.5. No Daniel Jones. No Andrew Thomas. No John Michael Schmitz. Saquon is questionable.
He won't play.
No, he won't play. If I was Saquon, I wouldn't play either.
What a waste.
Here is my upset pick of the week because the Giants are going to be upset.
God.
The Giants are going to be upset.
Okay.
We're not winning this game. Okay. When I did my prediction video, if we were full strength, I did have us winning this game, the Dayball Bowl. But I just can't see it, man. Tyrod Taylor, revenge game, but it's not going to mean anything. This Giants team is bad. We're just at the point where, just rack up as many losses as you can and just maybe you start tanking for Caleb at this point because I just can't see it this week going against the Bills. Our schedule lightens up, but this is going to be an ass kicking. I don't know if I would take I gotta see what it's like in Buffalo. I don't know if I would take the points here, but I don't know. It's the Bills should be able to win this handily. The Giants just fucking stink at this point.
Hold on, you want to take the points? You're getting boat raced every single game.
No. I'm saying.
You're getting beat down. The Seahawks beat you by 21.
I think it's gonna be a little bit. I think it's gonna be closer than those other games, but we're gonna lose. So I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think we're gonna get demolished. So
I think you can pack it up and call it an early night because by halftime, this is gonna be game over. You're gonna get some easy, nice rest on a Sunday night. Waiting all day for a Sunday night
Look,
to be
and then
sad.
after this, NFL, please, can you stop putting us on primetime? I beg of you.
Oh,
Like,
they'll
so we
flex
got
all
one
your
more
games.
primetime game against the stinky Packers, but then that's about it. So,
Well, we can't get flexed out. We're on a Monday. We might both be calling that together, saying both of our teams suck at this
imagine
point.
it ends in a tie.
God, it's gonna be 10-10.
But yeah, man, the Bills should be able to take this one. You know what I'm saying? I would have liked to see, a full strength Giants team that plays better. Dayball Bowl, you know what I'm saying? But it's not going to happen. The Bills are going to win this one.
Wait,
hold
on. Are you taking the Giants or
No, I'm taking the Bills. No. I was saying the Giants are going to be upset this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it says you're taking the Giants on the.
Oh no, no. I think Max didn't wait for the joke. Thank you, because see how Max is trying to sabotage my standings.
No, I already write it in for y'all for your teams because I figure you guys aren't like analysts. You just pick your teams, unlike me. I actually know how to go against my team.
See that shot tonight? You guys aren't analysts.
I mean, dude,
I'm kidding. Your team is the best in the league. I would pick them every time too.
How did you look at? My team is amazing.
Oh, so in other words, Max says Ace is a homer. He's going to pick the Giants every week.
No, I'm kidding. I don't really need to say much about this game, Ace. Bills are going to win. It is what it is. Sorry.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope Josh Allen comes out left-handed just to make us watch something fun. Or maybe they just don't. Maybe they're not allowed to use Josh Allen. That'd be cool, huh?
Yeah.
No, I need it.
Then it'll be a football game. Then we will have something to watch, man. Now it's gonna be boring. The Bills are, dude. The Bills could. I want them all to be blindfolded, so it's a fair game. But yeah, the Bills should just wallop them. I mean, I think the first quarter it'll be shocking for a little bit, because like the Giants defense will probably play above their heads because it's prime time and guys get way more adrenaline during prime time than in the 1 o'clock games. But that being said, but if it ain't happen by the first half, it's going to get ugly by the second half. It might not happen immediately. I don't think the Giants defense is a bunch of weenies, but they are also nothing special. So, yeah, let me get the Bills by 24.
Look,
Jesus.
Every week, though, outside of that Cowboys game, every week the Giants keep it close, and then all of a sudden it's something in the fourth quarter that just makes it make it look like a rout.
The only reason it won't be 24 tomorrow is if the Bills don't want to make it that way. The Bills are going to do to me whatever they want to do. I feel like they are going to play with their food like how the Chiefs do.
Yeah. But I'd like to address the comment about Bucks Raised Boat says, what's crazy, Giants more primetime games than the Bucks. That's because 1, you guys suck, and 2, we're a bigger market than you. So yeah.
Hey man, the Bucks are surprising a lot of people this year.
Yeah, it's because you keep picking against them.
Yeah, man. We did say this is about the Chiefs and Jets too. So this, who knows? It's NFL.
No,
maybe Tyrod Taylor is the next.
No,
I mean VTech Nation, baby. Virginia Tech, stand up, man.
Don't do that.
He might be better than Daniel Jones. So y'all might have a shot here.
His stats have shown that it's very comparable to Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? But Tyrod, look, let's be honest. If Tyrod didn't have such bad luck, he'd probably be a starter. Because everywhere he's gone, the lung thing, you know what I'm saying, the injuries. If he didn't have such bad luck, he could still be a starter.
Hey, they did that on purpose. We need Justin Herbert. Pierce penetrated lung. Speaking of the Chargers, let's touch on this Monday night real quick before we go to DraftKings. Cowboys, Chargers, great Monday night football game. Hopefully, because I feel like every primetime game's trash, honestly, this year. I don't know. Like, we were all hyped about the Sunday night game last week. It was a blowout. Like, give us something here. Give us something here. The Packers and Raiders, it was a fun game, but it was garbage. Like, both teams stunk.
The Kellen Moore revenge game.
I like the Cowboys bouncing back in this game. Chargers are coming off a bye. They do get Eckler back. Good. Big addition back for them. Give me the Cowboys, though. I don't think they go back-to-back weeks on prime time, laying a goose egg. I like the Cowboys here.
Man, this one should be awesome, guys. And I usually I don't like Staley, man. I'd want to pick against him, but I also don't like McCarthy. I could care less for McCarthy. You know what McCarthy said about Kellen Moore one time, or like I think after the firing or whatever, he basically was quoted and said, you know, he doesn't like, or he likes lighting up the scoreboard too much. What? Okay, well, that's usually the idea, but all right, you know, that's kind of nice to have, 30 points in your back pocket for your defense to work with. And for that reason, I think the Chargers can pull this off. I can't wait for French to pop in. I feel like I'm about to like dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge him when he comes in here. But yeah, I think the Chargers are going to pull this off, and I think they're going to win in prime time, even though they don't usually impress us in prime time. I think that they can do it this week because the Cowboys took a lot of injuries coming out of that San Francisco game, and their defense ain't as strong now, and they're missing a lot of pieces. They lost Diggs, they lost Van Der Esch, they lost Bland, and those are three good players on defense, and that defense is getting a little more sus now by the second. And Herbert ain't no joke. He's not a quarterback you can have a leaky secondary. So he's gonna bomb it. Let's go. Chargers win.
All right. What the line is 1.5 in Dallas' favor.
Yeah.
Chargers at home. So technically, I guess this does go as an upset of the week, right?
No, this is a toss-up game.
Toss-up game.
Did you use yours?
I didn't. No.
Okay, then you can use it.
So I'm gonna use my one and only upset of the week. Put it on the screen, Max, for me. I don't go for the Cowboys. Fuck them. Dak sucks. Dude, he threw three drives last week in a row. He had 3 picks. Come on. Like, Micah Parsons has been a disappearing act these last couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, the tape has been out. Run at him, and he struggles. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see if the Chargers can do that. And then, Justin Herbert is a quality quarterback in this league. You know what I'm saying? He will outplay Dak. And this will be 2 out of 3 losses in a row. Actually, I'm sorry, 3 out of 4. I want to say for the Cowboys. It's because they'll be at 3. Yeah, so yeah, Dallas is losing this game. They're not going to win this game. Going all the way to the West Coast. So actually, it's not that far from them. But I'm going with the Chargers here. So because fuck Dallas.
Austin is going to shit on Cowboys.
He might.
Yeah,
dude, the tape is out. Like I said, you think I'm lying? The tape is out, man. Run at Micah, and he's been quiet. He got exposed last week, the week before that as well. So it's like, yeah, hey, these teams game plan for these boys really, really well.
And then we have 2 teams on a bye: Packers, Steelers.
Oh.
So that is the slate.
So bye 1-0 then against the Packers, huh?
Probably, if somebody gets hurt in practice. Who knows at this point, man? I mean, Matt LaFleur looks lost. He looks lost without Aaron Rodgers bailing him out. That's what he does. That's what he looks like. You hear me, Matt? You hear me? You look lost, buddy. You're on the sideline looking perplexed, puzzled.
Yeah, and I feel bad when I pop into Max's streams. He just looks so sad.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there just hurt.
Hey,
brokenhearted.
I started Jordan Love in fantasy last week, and it was I was a little bit nervous. I was like, "Holy shit!" I only needed him to score 1 point, and I was like, "Go, stop throwing picks, man."
We'll start him next week. He's got an easy matchup. Hopefully, we said that last week. Let's go to DraftKings for a little bit.
But look, before we do, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all boys take that over. I'm gonna go ahead out of here. I gotta head to work. Thank you as always for this weekly show, man. Hey, Max is the man, guys. You guys got to make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Max is on the road to 5K, man.
We won't get there sooner. I mean, we're gonna get there probably when I'm 30. We're gonna get there, though.
Max gonna get to 5K before the end of the year, and he's gonna have to give away a jersey because he promised. So make sure you support Max Coverage for all your sports updates. And Knight, man, you need to start your own shit too, man. Like for real, you should start your own channel.
I'll get one of those cool backgrounds eventually.
So you know what I'm saying? Do that. But but I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for allowing me to come on. So I'll see you guys next week. And I would normally say go Giants, but we're losing this week, so I'll just say fuck the Cowboys.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, dude. As always, appreciate you, bro. All right, let's get some DraftKings, because if you watched last week, everybody, you would have won some money. I mean, my lineup cash with ease. I laughed to the bank. The whole $7 I made, it was great, man. If I would have put it in a $50 contest, I would have won $300. But you know how that's just how the risk is, man. You risk low, you win low. Let's go. I like the mid tier. You know my role. I don't like paying up for a quarterback. So I went middle. I went with this man right here. Look how cool he looks, man. Joe Burrow. He had a great game last week, 27 points. He was actually in the number 1 DraftKings lineup that won $1 million. So Joe Burrow, people believed in him. I couldn't last week. I got to this week, man. He's going against Seattle. They're banged up in the secondary. They give up a lot of points. So I think this is going to be a nice shootout game. I like Joe Burrow at that 6.3K area. What do you think?
I like the pick. I don't know what the rest of your lineup looks like yet. No spoilers either. You don't have to tell me.
Nope.
But I just feel like you better have Jamar Chase on that stack, boy, because that's gonna
see.
That's gonna be nice. I hope you do. So I have a stack of my own. But I shouldn't have foreshadowed that hard. But let's go with my quarterback is Matthew Stafford. I'll let you guess on which of the 2 receivers it is that I stacked him with. But I went with Matthew Stafford this week. I went with him last week also, and he did okay. He had 22 and 2, but no picks. Pretty clean game. And I think it's only going to get better. He's playing the get right Cardinals. I mean, the Joe Burrow just had an awesome game. He got right against the Cardinals, and the Cardinals don't want to win. It's very clear they do not care really. I mean, yes, the players might, whatever. Oh, we want to win. They don't want to win. And Stafford, to me, it was cheaper than Burrow, and I feel like that's kind of the same player because they're both not going to get any rushing, really. I mean, if they're on the one, they could get pushed in, but that's the same, chance for both of them. I'm going to take Matthew Stafford to throw me 3 touchdowns tomorrow. That's why I went with him.
Yeah, no, he is going to be very popular.
Yeah,
I think because that's just a good price for such a great matchup for Stafford. So if he kind of doesn't do well, it won't really hurt you because he's going to be pretty high owned, I think.
Yeah.
For my running backs, I went low because the injuries happen, and this guy value for days at 4.3 thousand. Chuba Hubbard. Miles Sanders is out. I know it's not the sexiest pick, even if he could still burn us. You know what I'm saying? This is not, the for sure play of the week, but you need value in DraftKings, and this is where you can find it right here. Chuba Hubbard. His first name.
I always say Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah. His first name always gets me, man. But yeah, I like him. He's not a bad running back, man, but they obviously didn't believe in him, but I feel like he's going to do well here against a Miami team that they give up yardage on defense. So I went value there. And then I also went injury, and I went with Raheem Mostert at 6.4K. No Achane. So that Miami offense is, fast, high-paced. A lot of points is going to be put on the board. Mostert, he's going to get those goal line carries, especially because Jeff Wilson did not get activated in this game. So give me Raheem Mostert at 6.4K. And then I did one more for my flex. I went kind of mid-tier again. Swift against the Jets. I know the Jets front 7 is pretty solid, but dude, he's getting the bulk, man. He's getting 17. He got 6 catches last game as well, so he's getting the touches. And PPR is DraftKings, so the more catches you make, the better he does, man. Look, at least 16 points in the last 4 weeks on DraftKings. So I liked it. I think it's a great price, 6.1 thousand. So I like Swift at my flex right there.
All right. I followed you on the Chuba pick, basically, and because it's PPR. And I don't know how many people still play standard like us old heads, but it's kind of different to get used to. You have to remember that when you're making your lineup, or at least I do. That hey, you get points for every reception, and you got to remember that the game script is what you want to think about whenever you're doing these pick'ems, or any pick'em really. But when you're picking players, especially what's the game flow going to be like? There's no Miles Sanders, and they're going to be way behind, so he's going to get plenty of catches. I'm sure I bet he could pile up 10 targets tomorrow. Whether he catches 7 to 8 of them is going to be up to him, but I really think that being down by 14 plus puts you in, holy crap, I got to throw almost every other play mode. And even when they rush it, it's probably going to be with Chuba. So, and it's not like the Dolphins have a crazy scary defense. So Chuba's a great pick, especially for the price. Then I think I also went Alvin Kamara. No one has to. I mean, if you all don't know by now, I love me some Alvin Kamara. That's a bad man right there. I think he's awesome at football. Yeah, you can say like I don't know if anyone's out like they're saying his stats are declining, but he looked like this year he looks like he's ready to play. He looks fine. He looks just like kind of like not obviously not rookie year Alvin Kamara, but still pretty much Alvin Kamara. I don't think he'll really fall off until next year. And I think that with the points per reception, he's also going to be handy this week because I see 4 to 5 catches at least. And yeah, so I went Alvin Kamara. And
he
then,
might get you this though, 13 catches, man. That was crazy.
I mean, it's nice to have that ceiling, as a receiver for a running back. So, and he still has there's no Jamal Williams this week still, so there's still that workhorse role.
All right.
Yeah, good.
Did you have a flex for running back?
Oh, yeah. Who was the flex I had?
Let me see. You had Bijan, of course.
Oh yeah. I got you guys know how I'm feeling about Bijan too, man. This boy's special, so I'm gonna pick him a lot. He hasn't popped off yet, but I don't want to be the guy who's sitting there when he drops 40 because it's gonna happen. Yeah. And I want to be on that train, so let me get Bijan.
Perfect matchup too, like we stated earlier in the show.
Mm-hmm.
For receivers, of course, I stacked Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow.
Smart man.
Even though T. Higgins is back, I don't care. He's still gonna get his, man. He's still gonna get at least 12 to 13 targets tomorrow. And like I said, the game script and the Seahawks defense, this should be a big game for Jamar once again. I don't think it's going to be a 55-point game that he did last week, but if he gives me close to 30, 25, I'll take it, man. So Jamar Chase at 8.3 thousand. I like the price too. It's still a little too cheap for me. And then I went down, man. I got Christian Kirk against the Colts. He's been low-key underrated. Can I look at this? Yeah, 14, 16, 15, 24 last 4 weeks.
Well, I mean, it's been big thing has been Zay Jones. So I don't want to say he's been like just that good, but he has looked very good. So Christian Kirk, I like, yeah.
Yeah, no Zay Jones this week, so more looks his way.
Yeah,
so I like that. I like that price, 5.4. And then I went up to, we talked about him, Jordan Addison. This could be the game where he breaks out over 100 yards and a touchdown, maybe 2. If they want to win the game, I think. But it could be KJ Osborne on a 60-yard go route. Who knows? But I think Jordan Addison is by far the best option now on the Minnesota Vikings until JJ gets back. So give me Jordan Addison, 5.7K against a very poor Bears defense. Underpriced. Of course, they make the salaries before the injuries get, listed. So I like those 3 receivers this week.
Yeah, I like those 2. Good picks. And Max has been the one to kind of hit more on these, so probably want to follow him instead of me on this. I know I get the pick'ems really good, but I don't do these too well. But let's see. I think I'm going to get my crappy pick out of the way because I wanted to save money and get 2 like studs. So I went with that 3rd receiver on the Vikings, that Powell kid, because he actually looked like he had a little bit of juice last week. I was like, I kind of like when I saw him catch the ball and run a little bit, I was like, who the hell is that guy? Like, why does he look like halfway decent? He looks better than Osborne, in my opinion. And so like, hey, give me a guy who's how much does he cost? Like $3,000.
$3,000. That's minimum.
Yeah. So like, give me a minimum guy who at least has a chance to produce something. And I don't think KJ Osborne is going to like demand targets, man. Like he's not an alpha. He never will be. Addison should be the target getter, but I mean, I think Powell will get more than people are expecting tomorrow.
And he's going to be in the slot.
Yeah,
and he saw those 6 targets after JJ went down too.
Yeah, and that's 6 targets. I'll take 6 targets for free.
Oh yeah,
hell yeah, all day. And then I went Cooper Kupp with my stack with Stafford, like you did. You always want to stack a good quarterback and good wide receiver, and that to me is like because if those 2 hit, you're going to be in the money. And what better 2 guys, than the guys that eat breakfast all the time together. And yeah, everyone knows Cooper Kupp gets peppered all the time. He's one of the best in the league, man. He's awesome. So I went him, and then who was my last guy?
You went Devontae Smith.
Oh yeah, Devontae Smith, because I still had some money and I wanted like another kind of stud guy. And honestly, so the way I looked at it is AJ Brown's been eating and eating and eating after he bitched, right? And then Dallas Goedert got his game, and Devontae's only got one game this year. So I think it's now his turn again. And I think that's kind of what they're doing. And like they're a team that's good enough to do that. Like we can almost do that too on the Niners. Like if we want
Yeah.
to, we can let Ayuk eat that week. If we want to, we can let Debo eat that week. And then it was a Kittle week, So I think it's now Devontae's turn because he's probably going to start, throwing a little hissy fit also and be like, I'm like Batman or whatever the hell they call themselves. But yeah, I think Devontae eats this week, and I think he'll hit a long touchdown this week.
And no Sauce Gardner, so that's going to help him out. Him
Yeah.
or AJ Brown.
Help both. Yeah, help both. Yeah.
And Cooper Kupp, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's closing in on a Rams. I think he'll be the third all time in their franchise if he has 3 catches or something like that.
Oh, dude, he's gonna get.
Yeah, he's closing in on some like franchise record. So,
dude, the first drive last week, they hit him with 6 targets. I was like, what?
I know, like I was watching that game because I was giving Ivani crap for it, but yeah, he looks like he didn't miss a beat, bro.
Yeah, he didn't.
Tight end wise, kind of went cheap. I went mid tier Logan Thomas, and this might be just because he's been playing well. He had 11 targets last week. He had that was his best week. And tight ends, it's just hit or miss. It really is. Like it's one of those positions. Like if you don't pay up for Mark Andrews, Kelsey, Sam Laporta looks like one of those guys too. Kittle, then you're gonna hope for a touchdown for your tight end. I think Logan Thomas, he's just a good red zone target. 11 targets last week. Like I said, he had that touchdown. I think, like we already pointed out earlier, Sam Howell likes to throw the ball, and it could be a shootout with the Falcons. So 3.5 thousand with Logan Thomas. I went there.
I would temper your expectations on the word shootout between Desmond Ridder and Sam Howell.
I'm talking about like just a lot of points being scored.
No, I know. So I mean, I think you're fine. So I think that pick is actually great. I think that's actually going to be a high ownership percentage though, because people like him this week. Because not only did he get 11 targets last week, which everyone's freshly off of, and that's what's in their mind. But I think the game script is going to be kind of similar. I don't think the Bears will be winning 27-3. I don't think the Falcons will be up like that.
Yeah,
but I think they'll be up like maybe 14-6 at half. And, they'll still have to keep throwing the ball. And I think the Falcons will still handle this game. And I think that the Falcons can get beat over the middle. And that's pretty much the only spot of the field that the Falcons are weak at is right over the middle. They have the perimeter and up front locked down. So you're going to have to beat them with Logan Thomas, and that's it. Or whoever else you got in the slot, Curtis Samuel. My tight end, I went Cade Otton, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I took Cade Otton just on a flyer because, like you said, if you don't get Kelsey, it's kind of useless to me, like it's Kelsey or bust. And I took Cade Otton because I expect the Lions to be ahead in this game by a lot, or at least by a good chunk to force their hand as far as throwing. Like Baker already wants to throw, and Rashad White's already a terrible running back. So give me the tight end on a guys that is kind of like in the same situation as the Washington Commanders, and they're going to be in a position where they have to throw a bunch. So I took Cade Otton.
You know who I think is going to be pretty high owned? Zach Ertz.
Maybe.
Because he's 3.6K. I mean, it's like you said, that area, I think with like Ertz, Pitts, Thomas, like this little area right here, I think there's going to be a lot of high ownership with these people right here.
Yeah, because they're good values. But I mean, like, I the only question that Ertz, I think I would go Thomas over Ertz because Ertz, like last week, I mean, yeah, he's been getting targets this year, but like you gotta remember he's getting older, and they want to try those new tight end like the McBride guy, and even Jeff Swaim had targets, and they all like him and McBride both had more yards last week, and it looked like a full blown tight end by committee last week. So I no longer have confidence in Ertz getting targets because his garbage time targets were kind of misleading.
Yeah. I like Kittle too at 5K. I mean, that's pretty cheap still for him.
Yeah.
Defense, I went up, man. I don't like doing it, but the matchup's too good, bro. I had to go with the Niners. I had to, bro. Like they're playing like you said earlier, man. They're playing PJ Walker and Jerome Ford. I'm sorry, but come on. The Niners should have a field day, and this is always like a trap for DraftKings because I feel like last year the Cowboys played the Patriots when they had Zappy going, or somebody was like the backup for the Patriots, and everyone was like paying up for the Cowboys defense because they were going crazy. It could be that way, but I think the Niners they're the best defense in the league, bro. And against backups, I know it's 4,000, but I like the matchup. I think they can give me 20 in this game.
Yeah, no, I actually looked at this today, or yesterday rather, but the difference between the top defense and the lowest defense is only $2,000, so it's really not that much of a sacrifice to go with a surefire defense. That being said, the way I built my roster, I was not able to afford the 49ers, even though it seems like the obvious pick of the week for the Niners. Because I mean, dude, if PJ Walker puts up more than 10 points against my team, I'm gonna be pissed off. Like they get to the teens, or if it shows 11, I'm gonna be upset. Like there's no reason for them to get past 10. Like there's just none. But yeah, so who did I end up going? Because I couldn't afford the Niners. Huh?
Jags.
Okay, yeah, the Jags. Because like I said in my pick'em, I just like the trend is going to keep going, just like it did with the Texans in the Jaguar Stadium. And the Jaguars are a good football team. Like they're coached well. They have a good quarterback, and I feel like their defense has definitely shown out this year also. And it's just going to show on the field because Gardner Minshew is not going to just walk all over that team, especially a team he used to play for. I don't think that's going to happen.
It's funny because I know there's going to be people that play the Raiders defense against the Patriots because, like, they saw what the Saints did. But imagine paying $3,900 for the Raiders and then you could pay $100 more and go to the Niners instead.
Yeah, that doesn't do. Like, I understand the want and like if you think you're getting sneaky by playing the Raiders, but dude, I'm just telling you, it's not a primetime game. And I really feel like the Patriots are going to win, man. I don't think the Raiders defense is nothing special at all. There's one player. They happen to play above their heads against the Packers, and it's because it was prime time. And dude, guys just play different in prime time. Like no matter what anyone wants to say, that's exactly what it is. And I mean, I give you all a break because you have a new quarterback. You know, they have Jimmy. He's used to the spotlight type of thing, and Jordan Love, he's going to be fine, man. Don't stress about it too much.
Yeah, it's painful, man. The last couple of games, I think he went like 1 touchdown to 5 picks. I mean, it's not what you want. Lions and Raiders game. I mean, 2 primetime games. I mean, that's not what you want.
Yeah, but I mean, he's learning from it. At least, you know what I mean. Like, I think it's good for him to grow like that. I think it's going to give him fuel for later because he's not. You can just tell by the eye test. He's not a bad quarterback, man. Like he can do it. He just needs to do it when people are watching.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you, bro. Another week down, and then we are back on Sunday next week, everybody. All the London games are going to be done. Listen, listen to the DraftKings. Listen to the DraftKings. We're trying to win you some money. We've been doing pretty well this year, I feel like. Good luck to your Niners, Knipe.
Yes, sir.
Good luck to everybody's team out there and all your fantasy teams. If you're betting, if you're playing DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever, good luck. Game day tomorrow, baby. Make sure your alarm's set because remember, 9:30 a.m. first game. Make sure those fantasy lineups are set. But I appreciate you, Knipe, and I'll see you tomorrow, man. It's always love, peace, chicken grease on Max Coverage TV. We out of here. We'll see you Monday. Peace.